Cheers. What we got this week?
This week we've got a
ting. So loves a ting.
I love a ting.
Got a little cooler. We went for a little walk this morning.
Guys, if you never had one of these, 55p in Tesco.
Every week we're gonna recommend you a new drink.
This last week it was Coca-Cola.
I thought I had like a fat grey then. I had to pull
You
another
did have a
spray.
grey hair
Oh,
earlier.
okay. Anyone else getting greys? Yeah, guys?
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, the root is grey. Do you know what though? Every time I see a grey hair, I'm just thinking, it's beautiful to grow old. That shouldn't be stressful. Like,
No, it's just life.
today we thought we would do a little fun video.
Yes.
We were thinking, how could you guys get to know a bit more about us? And we came up with the idea of...
It's hardly groundbreaking.
No.
Just asking each other questions.
Yes. So we started Googling like, questions to ask your best mate or questions to ask your friends. And we have both chosen around five, I'm not looking, around 5 questions for each other. Don't really know what vibe we've both gone for, but we're just going to ask each other, and hopefully in that process you guys will get to know us better, we'll get to know us better.
Okay, this is half juicy, half like, just would be interesting to hear your thoughts on. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Ooh, okay. Do I believe that you can fall in love with someone from seeing
Or just
them?
however you...
No.
Okay.
As in, I think you can see someone and find them very attractive, but...
And then fall in love with them.
Yeah, I don't think you can literally... It depends how you define love and what, for you, love feels like. For me, I don't think love feels like being really attracted to someone. Like, that's part of it, but like, I think you have to get to know someone to be properly in love with them.
A lot of people say love is a doing word. Loving is like
Yeah, a verb.
a verb rather than a feeling or...
Yeah. Like, you can't even look at someone and know they are such an amazing person. All you can do is look at someone and look at how they look.
Yeah, but I guess
Like
you
at
could be
first
like
sight.
deeply infatuated.
Yeah, I definitely think you can look at someone
That's
and
not
think,
love though, is it?
flip, you are very attractive. But I think that's different to love. So now, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I don't know, I was even thinking about this the other day, but something I've always remembered. I think my mum must have texted it to me one time. But she just, I don't think it's that she's made this up. But yeah, she said, it's not about what you do, it's about who you're becoming.
I knew you were going to say that. Because Soph's quoted that to me from Charmaine Crew. Big up Charmaine! Yeah.
It's not about what you do, it's about who you're becoming. And I think just helps you focus in on what's important, you know?
And also on that
The
strain,
person that you're becoming.
I remember someone once saying to me, people don't remember what you say but how you make them feel, which is also an interesting one. I do think people do remember what you say, but it still carries the same essence of who you are, how you make people feel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Good answer!
That has been a good little thing to come back to.
Yeah.
What is something you've learned from our friendship?
Oh, okay. I think I've learned probably generally how to have a really healthy, close friendship.
Oh.
Yeah. I would say our friendship's probably one of the closest friendships I've had. And within that, I've learned how to navigate and do that really healthily and well. So like that probably looks like loads of different things, but little things like communicating really well and like prioritizing each other or being honest with how you're feeling or all those different things. I feel like I've learned how to do them really well to ensure that overall a friendship like stays healthy, if you know what I mean. What do you think is the most annoying quality a person can have?
Quality? I do think one of the worst ones is just like I guess to put it simply, self-centered.
Yeah. We like no interest in other people.
Like no interest in other people, kind of makes everything about themselves. And like we're all guilty of doing that at times, but yeah, I guess where they just make you feel like you don't really care about me, you just care about yourself, and I don't actually trust that you want the best for me, or you want to see me thrive, you just want to just do what's best for you.
The world revolves around you, yeah.
So that's not great, really, is it?
No, it's not great, that.
What scares you the most about getting older?
Ooh, good question. I think mainly I try to embrace getting older, but deep down, like, I'm not. Like, you know when you're like, oh,
in what way? Like like looks way?
Yeah,
or
just feeling older. Yeah, I think looks, like, or you start to notice, like, oh, grey hair, like wrinkles, whatever it is.
Wrinkles?
Yeah, I was noticing, like, I've got, like, eye wrinkles that just stay. But, like, you're like, oh, that's just part of getting older, but deep down I think I'm like... So I think what scares me, probably... I think it's like, even like we were talking in our last video, I want to make sure that I'm really like embracing every part of my life, even when it does feel quite hard. So I think the fear would be that, like, I look back and like we were saying, you're like, oh, I didn't really make the most of that season, even though it was quite tricky. Or, oh, when I was like living in Birmingham in the city, like, oh, I could have enjoyed that more. I would be scared of getting old, looking back and being like, oh, you didn't really embrace that as well as you could have.
Yeah. But on the looks thing, I do just think, because again, it's not that thing of one day you've gone from like youthful face to you wake up with grey hair, wrinkles. No, it's a really gradual thing.
It is, but you still notice them when they're coming. Like, I might look at myself and be like, I've never seen that wrinkle or that hair. Okay. And you're like, that wasn't there yesterday. What would you do if you started dating someone and they didn't like me?
Probably wouldn't have dated them in the first place.
No, okay, but it's a bit more like subtle than that. At first they do, but then as things develop, it just becomes quite clear they don't like me, and you really like them.
I just can't see that happening. I just genuinely just can't see that happening.
No, but it's happened.
I think, to be honest, it would just make me like not attracted to them.
My G.
No, but I would just be like, why? And then I think though, because obviously we're different, but we're also very similar. So I'm like, if you don't like Rach's personality, then why? Like, as in, I can't imagine someone that really likes me and gets on with me, but then doesn't like you, because we're not that different. Yeah. In that, obviously we're different, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. At this point, like, if it's someone that I've known for a few months compared to knowing you for 6 years.
Thank you, guys. All right, thank you.
I mean, I like to say that, but
when love takes over.
What qualities do you look for in a partner?
Right. Okay, the given is that they love Jesus, that they're a Christian, that they're pursuing Jesus. That aside, I think one thing I'm really attracted to is when someone, I was going to say is like kind, that's quite cliche, but more like cares about people, and maybe it's more like wisdom, is kind of like likes to come alongside people, or I feel like that's a bit more specific than kind, because I would love for someone to be kind and make other people feel like loved and seen, but I also think like someone who just has wisdom to offer me and other people.
Yeah, love that.
I think someone who is quite like motivated or driven in terms of they don't have to know where they're going, like I don't half the time, but has like the drive almost to want to pursue something, or like, do you know what I mean, is working towards like, oh, maybe I'd like to do this, or
actively
like each day they're getting up and they're kind of thinking, right, what's today gonna bring, like that kind of thing. No, I think when someone has an opinion, I think when someone's opinionated, just because I can be opinionated, I think that matches me quite well. And I think we've both said that before, to be fair, where it's like you don't necessarily want someone that always like agrees with an opinion, or is just, for me, like, what's the word where you're like
passive?
Yeah, passive. Like, I quite like it when someone has an opinion, even if they disagree with me, to almost like talk about something rather than just
just
remain
agreeable.
passive. Yeah, and because then I feel like it means that you can almost feel like you can go to them and ask their opinion, their advice on things more, which I value, rather than
they're
like
not just going to be
they're just going to agree or like
amazing.
Yeah. So there's 3. Okay, what are you most proud of about yourself? Wholesome. #wholesome.
I think because your mind just goes to an achievement. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not about what you do, is it?
Exactly. Okay, do you know what was one thing that I was really proud of myself for, was getting a B in my A-level biology.
Come on!
Because honestly, guys, through the whole 2 years of doing A-level biology, I was getting E's, I was getting D's. It was so hard.
It was so hard.
I was like, I'm not going to get into uni because of the biology. Like, my other 2 A-levels I was pretty good at or felt confident in, whereas this one was just... I was at a loss. I was at a loss and managed to pull a B through. That's what brought me to Birmingham, so...
B for Brum.
B for Brum. Do you know what? I think I do feel proud of me, but also us, for like taking this step of doing so from Rach this year. And I think even the whole transition from my, I guess, like June into September.
Yeah.
Changing my job, starting this.
Taking some risks.
Stuff that I was kind of unsure about or wasn't necessarily in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't necessarily in my comfort zone. I think, that was... I feel proud of myself for doing that and just doing what felt right, but also was maybe different or didn't seem like an obvious option.
Yeah.
What stresses you out the most?
Oh gosh.
Could do a little thing and a big thing.
One really like minute thing that stresses me out is like when my brother doesn't wipe the surfaces of our apartment.
I can probably hear that.
Yeah, did you hear that, Josh? No, we actually spoke about it the weekend. Where like, for me, we've got quite different definitions of what a clean surface looks like. So for me, if there's crumbs, if there's fat from frying something, if there's marks from where a glass was, that's not clean. So it will stress me out when I've just cleaned it all, like proper clean, sprayed, walk in, there's like, just crumbs all over it, or like, anyway. A big thing that stresses me out, first thing that comes to mind would be work, like where, if you don't know me, I like to do things well and work hard, and if I feel like I'm not doing something well, I can find that quite stressful. So it would be like working on a project at work, and I'm one of those people that will make like 10 versions of one thing, probably getting more and more stressed each time I create a version. So like I could be making a graphic and it just won't be looking right, and I don't really know why, and I keep going and going and going and going, getting more stressed, which you're not really like in the same way, would you say?
No. I think obviously, I want to do things well, but...
Not to the point of like...
I just think I just can be quite happy with... It's good.
That is lovely.
And we don't need to just...
I'm on the journey of learning that. It's a slow process.
No, but it's also really good in terms of you would push me, like where I would, even with Soph and Rach stuff, like YouTube stuff, like I would be like, like video or post is good to go. You would kind of push it to be better.
That is quite good though, that we're wired differently like that, because it means you then kind of have a nice balance overall. Have you ever kept a secret from me? Probably not one that you want to share on YouTube, but I do just want to ask this.
A secret?
Got a secret, can you keep it?
I mean...
Like, is there anything in your mind that you're aware you've actively not told me?
I feel like one thing has come to mind, but I can't...
Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to bleep this. Right, what? That's not safe for YouTube, but I'm glad I asked it. What's one thing that you would change about yourself?
Something that I think I've always wanted to change myself, but I've been kind of trying to learn to embrace, is that I think I've always looked at people who are maybe a bit more, I guess, quiet or reserved. I don't know, just, I think I can be quite loud. I don't know, would you say I'm loud? I don't know how to word it. Let's just use the word loud. Just people who are very gentle, that's it, it's gentle and caring. I'd say they're the two words that I would use to describe people that I would look at and be like, I wish I was like that, but I just don't feel like that person, like that kind of quiet, gentle, like, are you okay? Like, do you know what I mean? Where they're really, you feel really safe with them, and do you know what I mean? And not that you can't be a safe person.
I would say that you are like that though.
No, but I'm not gentle. I don't know, maybe I am.
No, I would say you are.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, it depends. Like, yeah, you can be like, oh, like, the life of the party or whatever, and like loud in that sense, but that's not all the time, is it?
No, but I think just overall it's a smaller part of my personality than some people who they really just carry that all the time. And
so you want to be more gentle. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that.
No, that was just a bit of fun, and we hope that, I don't know, maybe you learned a bit more about us and our personality and our friendship, and we will see you in our next video.
Bye.